Greetings. I am Elijah. When you were a child, you acted like a child. You thought like a child. You learned like a child. You were being brought up to do greater things. You were still very young and did not know about the world. But yet, as a child, you still felt like you knew enough to be able to go out and run and play and climb trees and fall down and hurt yourself. But you did all kinds of things that were probably very foolish as a child. Now, as you became older, some of you became even more foolish, and some of you became more mature. As you become an adult, you become someone that has responsibilities, that has work, that has things that they have to do in their everyday lives. You learn to love, you learn to pray, you learn all the things that you've been taught as a child, except they mature and they grow into something else. Because as you gain the knowledge of life and gain the knowledge of experience, then they grow into something different than what they used to be. This is the same with your spiritual life. Your spiritual life starts off as infant and grows and learns and does foolish things and falls back and dives ahead. But as an adult, your life should be different. The way that you pray and know the Spirit should be a different way than what you known as a child, or what I should say, as what you knew as a child. The thing is now, some of you still are acting like children. Some of you are still worshiping as if you don't know God. Some of you are worshiping as if he owes you something. Some of you are worshiping as if you don't know what you want him to do for you even. And if you want him to do things for you, is it make you rich? Is it make you popular? Is it make you... That isn't the kind of things that spiritual maturity should be asking. Spiritual maturity should be asking for wisdom. Spiritual maturity should be asking for greater love and understanding. Spiritual maturity should be looking for things that are greater and more healing for the world and for the people in general. It appears to me that many of you are looking only for self-gratification. Even with God, you are praying for greater health and money and all these different things that will be given to you if you pray for the right things. And the right things are love, wisdom, understanding, kindness. These are the things that are necessary. The ability to help the world, the ability to take in the Spirit, to create miracles, to do these things is spiritual maturity. And as you gain this spiritual maturity, you will embrace the world. You will come out in a better way to the world. People will want to be near you. People will want to be around you and love you and care for you. They will want to take care of you even because you are of love and understanding, giving of your heart, giving of your charity, giving of all the things that are of your nature. You will willingly do this for God because you've asked him for his understanding. You've asked for growth. You've asked for serenity. You've asked for edification in your spiritual life. Many of you are still asking for the things that a child would ask for. A new car, a new toy of some sort, a new I knew something to play with. But it is not that that is the most important thing at this time. When you are gaining the spiritual growth that you need to be reaching out. You need to be strong. And you don't need the toys. You don't need the things of the world. You don't need those things that are what people call successful things. You need spiritual things. You need the things that will build you and make you strong in the spirit, that will help, that will reach out, that will love. It is sad to say that most people do not want to live outside of the third density. They don't want to reach out into a higher development, spirituality. It's frightening for them to think that they have to do something different than what they are doing now. It's frightening for them to think that they have to mature because being a child is so much easier. Being a child is so much more fun. Being a child is so much more in the line of what they want to do. It is that, yes, of course, we all have our playful side, and we all have our side that is human. They all have our side that needs that kind of circumstances. But let me tell you this. When you're thinking about your way, your mission, your thought process in the spirit, it is that you must be thinking of the ways God thinks. For he is thinking of how to revise this world. He is thinking of how to love this world in a different way. He is thinking about how to let you have your free will and still work with you. He is thinking about loving you in a way that you can love him back and understand his love. A child just receives everything or asks for everything and very rarely gives very much of anything. But as an adult, you are the one giving to the child. You are the one feeding the child, dressing the child, and that is what it is like to be a mature person in spirit, is you are the one feeding the child, you or the world, feeding and dressing and clothing the world, giving them spiritual understanding, letting them know of God's love, letting them see that love within you. For if you are not the example, then they will never follow. They will never follow if you are not the example. But as the adult in Christ or in spirit or in any religion or in any spiritual understanding, you are the one giving. You are the one sending out. You are the one healing. You are the one that must sacrifice. You are the one that is in charge. You must be in charge of you and what you do with your life and how much time you spend with God and how much time you spend giving and contributing to the world. It is up to you as an adult in the spirit, in the physical, in the thought process, to be the one that is helping the world. Many of you say that you have great missions, but you're helping yourself. You want the popularity. You want the money. You want to see what you can get from it. And that is not the mature spiritual attitude. The mature spiritual attitude is to sacrifice and give, to learn how to be greater in a way that helps others, not only yourself. But of course, you have to take care of yourself. There's no question. But you must also be able to help others. You must also be able to reach out. You must also be able to sacrifice. God has sacrificed, Source has sacrificed, whatever you want to call him, universe, creator being, creator God. He has sacrificed for you. He has given you everything your heart can desire in this realm. You only have to find it. You have to work for it, of course. But he has given everything to you to overcome so that you might be greater, more responsible, and understand the world that you live in so that you might want to help the world that you live in. You must understand the darkness as well as you understand the light, but you also must give into the light more than the darkness, meaning that you don't need to learn everything about the darkness to know what it is. You must learn more things about the light so that you can be saved from the darkness. It is not that the darkness is going to save you by knowing about it. It is only going to draw you into it. The light will draw you into it as well and help you out of any dark situation, out of any life problem, any life area that needs help. You will be able to pass through it much easier with the help of God, with the help of Spirit, with the help of the universe, whatever name that you wish. Many do not like certain names because they see that certain names have been connected to hostile things. The word God has been connected to many hostile thoughts and processes. But still, God is God. Source is source, creator is creator. He is all the same with many names. But you must understand that matters not. He will follow any name that you call him. But know that he is in charge. Know that he wants to bring to you the light. Know that he wants to fill you with understanding and power. And know that he wants to fill you with healing and all the things that are of the Spirit. And with that comes prosperity. And with that comes the things that you may want other than spiritual things. But they are not as important anymore. They are not as important anymore. They are there and they are beautiful and they are wonderful, but God, Source, Creator, he is the most important thing. He is what you depend on. He is what you give your faith to, your love to. And then you can expand and you can become, and you are greater than, because he is greater than. Do not underestimate God, for God will give you greater things than you possibly have yearned for. And that is true. And I want to thank you for listening carefully, because I stuttered a few times during this particular message, because I wanted to choose the greatest and most correct words for you to hear for this understanding, for it is of most importance. It's of highest importance, higher than you may actually even grasp at first listening. But God is with you. Universe is with you. Source is with you. Creator is with you. Whatever name you choose, Allah, Jah, Yahweh, he is all the same. Many blessings to you, and have a beautiful day.